The 1942 wheat penny, minted during a time of great global upheaval due to World War II, is a cherished coin among collectors. Officially part of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series, 1909 to 1958, it is one of many pennies minted during the early to mid-20th century. The coin is valued not only for its historical context, but also for its design, production details, and unique characteristics that make it a significant piece in numismatic history. The year 1942 was marked by World War II, and the U.S. was heavily involved in the war effort. This context is important to understanding the significance of coins minted during this period. While precious metals like copper were used for military supplies, the U.S. Mint continued producing copper pennies until 1943, when steel pennies temporarily replaced copper ones due to shortages. Though the 1942 wheat penny did not face the same metal alterations, it was still minted in an era when the war effort impacted every facet of American life. The 1942 wheat penny, like all other Lincoln wheat cents, features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This portrait of Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor D. Brenner, has been in use since 1909 and continues to grace U.S. pennies today. The reverse of the 1942 penny displays two wheat stalks on either side, which gives the coin its name, the wheat penny. The wheat stalks symbolize prosperity and hope for the future, aligning with the ideals of the early 20th century. On the obverse, the word liberty is inscribed to the left of Lincoln's portrait, and the year 1942 is printed to the right. Above Lincoln's head, the phrase, "In God We Trust," is prominently displayed. On the reverse, in the center, the words 1 cent and United States of America are framed by the wheat stalks. Below, the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, reflects the unity of the states. In 1942, the U.S. Mint produced wheat pennies in three main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These mints are identified by the lack of a mint mark for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. Each mint had its own production numbers, with the Philadelphia Mint striking the most, followed by Denver and then San Francisco. Philadelphia Mint produced over 658 million wheat pennies, making this version the most common. Denver Mint minted approximately 206 million pennies, denoted by the D mint mark. San Francisco Mint produced around 85 million pennies, marked with an S. Due to these high mintages, 1942 wheat pennies are relatively common, especially in circulated condition. However, uncirculated versions, graded as mint state, or those with unique mint errors, are more valuable. The 1942 wheat penny is not especially rare, but it remains a popular coin among collectors due to its age, historical significance, and design. In circulated condition, these pennies generally carry only a modest value, typically around 10 to 30 cents. However, coins that are in uncirculated or near-perfect condition can command significantly higher prices, often ranging from $1 to $10 or more depending on the specific grade and condition. Additionally, error coins from this era can be quite valuable. For example, some 1942 wheat pennies may have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other minting errors, making them much more sought after by numismatists. Some of these error coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Although the 1942 wheat penny was still made from the standard 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc alloy, it is closely associated with the wartime transition that occurred just 1 year later. In 1943, due to a copper shortage caused by the war, pennies were made from zinc-coated steel. 1942 was a year of high penny production. Over 949 million pennies were minted across the three U.S. mints, which is why these coins are still relatively easy to find today in circulation and collections. Though the 1942 wheat penny was made from copper, the impending changes to steel pennies in 1943 are a major point of interest. Collectors often group 1942 and 1943 pennies together in discussions, as these coins marked a significant shift in the materials used in U.S. coinage. In the years after 1942, many collectors would mistakenly think that a 1942 penny could be steel, like the 1943 pennies. This confusion often leads to stories of rare steel pennies from 1942, though no such coin exists. During World War II, coins like the 1942 wheat penny carried more weight in terms of symbolism. With the image of Lincoln and the wheat stalks representing prosperity, these pennies became small tokens of hope during a difficult time in American history. The 1942 wheat penny holds both historical and numismatic significance. Minted during the early years of U.S. involvement in World War II, this coin represents the continuity of everyday life in a nation deeply affected by global conflict. Its design, while common for the time, remains iconic. Though not rare, the 1942 wheat penny offers collectors a tangible connection to the past, and in uncirculated or error forms, it can be a valuable addition to any collection. Factors like condition and rarity play a significant part in the 1942 Lincoln penny value. In superb gem condition, a specimen from Philadelphia can fetch prices over $1,000. If from San Francisco, up to $9,500.